we're moving into our second conversation for today. We are joined by the manager of NAPA Truck and Auto Parts, John Key. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you all?
We are great and ready to find out more about the grand reopening of NAPA.
Yes. The NAPA store has been in Belize for a number of years. It was on Coney Drive for many years, and it's no longer there. It was moved about a year ago up Golston Highway, 3.5 mile marker, basically Benny's Apartments. Okay, and so we kind of call it the best kept secret in Belize, because everyone still thinks it's on Coney Drive, but it's not. It's on Golston Highway. And I came here, I've been here since March, and the store, it was basically, the NAPA store was owned by Belize Estates, and Belize Estates, of course, was part of Bowen & Bowen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so the store had basically been there for a number of years just to service their own in-house fleet. And we decided to take it and make it a viable store for everyone.
Yeah.
So what we did was we doubled the size of the space we had in the building, ran in about over double the inventory, about 4,000 to 5,000 new part numbers. Okay.
Now, NAPA is an international brand.
Yes.
And so this is kind of an outlet here in Belize.
Yes.
And so it means that you want to maintain certain standards and quality and expectations that you would have with an international brand.
Yes.
That's part of your role here.
Yes.
So talk to me about what the brand represents internationally and how you're able to do that here in Belize.
The name NAPA is National Auto Parts Association, started in Georgia many years ago. NAPA is very unique. There's 6,600 NAPAs worldwide. Of that, over 6,000 are privately owned, because they believe that private owners in their market knows what the market requires, knows their customers, and is part of the family of that area. So that's why this store is privately owned. And the one thing that we do, that NAPA does, they're very emphatic on this, is they stand behind their products.
Yeah.
Okay, I've found since I've been here that within Belize, there's been, if you have a problem with a part, there's not a lot of warranties. Okay. Basically, everything I sell has a warranty. Okay, and we stand behind our parts.
Yeah.
Okay, we emphatically stand behind our parts. So if there's a problem, first off, sometimes the problem is not because of the parts, because of something else. So we try to help you find that ultimate answer.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question. How do you put a warranty on a part where I could be diagnosing my own problem and coming in and getting the part, asking someone to swap it out, to install it, and I still have a problem? How do you put a warranty in that? I may just have not fixed the right problem.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunately in today's environment with cars. There's, it used to be anyone could fix them, but now they've become so complex. With all the electronics and all the computers, it really takes a mechanic with the proper equipment to properly diagnose the problem.
Okay.
Because you could say, on an engine, you think it was this sensor here, but ultimately it's the sensor downstream that's causing the ultimate problem. So, instead of changing one part at a time, it's best to properly diagnose your car.
Yeah. Okay. So to get the warranty, you have to have a proper diagnosis.
Well, here again, a lot of parts, a water pump, things like that, there's not a lot of diagnosis going on. We're not, like I said, we stand behind what we sell. And right now, if someone buys whatever part it is, and they come back and say, it doesn't work, we're going to take care of the problem.
Okay.
Now, if they take the next part and it doesn't work, then we're going to have to say, listen, let's look for the ultimate solution here. And we'll try to help walk them through that.
Okay. Nice.
And do you think that based on like NAPA's business model, that you've been able to over the years, been able to cater to the specific needs of let's say the Belizean market or people?
Over the years, like I said, it's been very spotty what they've done. Now there's several things we really specialize in. First off, Big trucks, obviously.
Yeah.
Any kind of big truck parts, that's what we've been doing for years.
Yeah.
We also do paint, automotive paint. I've got it. And that's a whole new world. That's a world, these guys, the guys that mix this paint are really artists because they have to match. And you know, cars tend to fade a little bit over time. So I watch these guys actually mix it up. They take it out, they hold it next to the car and make sure they're satisfied. That's an art form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also have, very unique to NAPA, we can take the color of your car and actually mix it up and put it in a spray can. Okay? So in other words, it's in the spray can and it's all there. We call it single stage. And it's the paint, it's the hardener, it's everything including the clear coat. And so, and that's something unique that we have, and we do that in-house here.
Yeah, yeah. So clearly, you have expanded the product lines that you you now offer.
Yes.
And you clearly stated that because it was a privately owned company, it kind of had just one market it was catering to, and
Yes.
that was the fleet from
Yes.
Bowen Bowen. Now you're trying to expand to everybody's
Right.
car, the Belizean fleet collectively. And that includes quite a diverse range of cars. I mean, we have a lot of third-hand, fourth-hand cars that are in the country.
Yes.
Some are decades old, some are newer, some are third world specific. How are you able to really be able to offer for everybody?
That is, you know, the North American cars were easy, okay? NAPA, you know, NAPA helped me build the inventory.
Yeah.
They came down, and I went there, and we built the inventory. North American cars were easy. The third world cars are, shall we say, and I won't mislead people. The third world vehicles are a work in progress. Okay, NAPA has some of the parts. They're developing more. There was recently a meeting in Miami, and they're working on getting more and more into it. But what they don't have, I've had to go out and find alternate sources.
Yeah.
Which you see, being a NAPA store, I don't have to, if they don't have it, then I can go out and source it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the challenge with the third world vehicles? Because many find them more convenient to drive around Belize.
The challenge is that the parts supply has been kind of non-existent. You know, it's a hit or miss, and there's also something that's going on. There's a lot of junk out there. Okay, there's a lot of junk. Like we call it white box, and so they're substandard parts. Everything we sell meets original equipment specifications.
Yeah.
Okay, that means it's not, you know, it's designed and built to meet the exact performance of that part when you bought your car. But there's a lot of junk out there that's just plain cheap. And we're also starting to run into some stuff that's, the box may say a national name, but inside the box, it's not. Okay, so there's a little, shall we say, bootlegging. I call it bootlegging. Okay, and we're starting. I've seen a couple of those areas. So, and we're working on all of this. The third world cars, yes, they are a challenge for us. We are working into them. Every day I get a little bit better at it. So,
So for now, you may just be able to kind of help them place an order and
Yes.
try to get it in country.
right.
And that was my next question, because there's nothing more frustrating than needing to fix your car and you have to hear that it's not available in country. You have to wait 2-3 weeks for an order to be placed and for you to retrieve the part.
Yeah.
What are we doing to kind of alleviate the wait time?
Well, I get air shipments once a week out of Miami.
Okay.
I can order, I think by Monday afternoon, it comes in. By the time it gets through customs, it's Friday afternoon.
Okay.
Okay. This whole customs thing for me is a new world. Okay, so I'm kind of figuring that one out as we go.
Yeah.
Stock shipments, I place stock orders. They come about 3 weeks on the boat.
Yeah.
But if it's an emergency, say it's a crisis, an ambulance, a fire truck, something that is critical,
Yeah.
I can actually get parts here. If I knew early enough the day, I can actually get them here overnight.
Okay. That's good to
shipping
know.
season coming on and having 2 ships,
Yeah.
then you can also bring things by ship in a couple of days as well. So
Yeah.
that should kick in.
Excellent. And we have Henry Anderson with us now. He is the general manager for NAPA. And so we've been chit-chatting with John about what we can expect with the new store, how it has changed from what it was traditionally known as. First thing first, it's not on Coney Drive. I think we still call that the NAPA corner. That's just a point of reference for us, but now you're on the Northern Highway. But talk to us about improving user experience and what you're doing there.
All right. We've put a lot of training into the team that we have there.
Yeah.
All right. There's a reward system, and what we're trying to do, or what we're doing, is to bring the NAPA brand to Belize. We want Belizeans to realize that the NAPA that we have is the same NAPA that
Yeah.
you see on TV. NAPA has a rewards program, so when you go in to purchase, all right, you get points, and
Yeah.
when you get points, you get rebates. I think John, you would have spoken about the warranties and
Yes.
everything
Yeah.
like that, right? For the mechanics and the auto shops, we have the auto care program. All right, and with that, besides getting credits to get better prices, they also get training, access to technical data to assist them in improving how they repair the cars. The same thing with the body and paint shops. I don't know if you have spoken
Yes.
about paints yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so all of those things we are bringing in, right? So far, we have brought the team from NAPA to Belize in this year about 4 times. And every time they come, they do a training session for the technical people in the market.
Yeah.
Eventually, we will broaden that to your do-it-yourself first, because you know you have that segment out there to be able to,
Yeah.
to provide and things like that. NAPA also has a very cool website called ProLink. So if you are a commercial customer, we install that in your store, and you know everything that we have in the inventory here. And if it's not in our inventory, in Miami, in the DC, that supports us. No?
Yeah.
I'd just like to add something that just yesterday we got a list from NAPA with all of the third world parts. That's something that they're expanding. Right? The NAPA in Miami that we're linked to, it's for Florida, but it's also for Latin America and the Caribbean,
Yeah.
which have the same influx of what they call the third world vehicle, or the non-North American vehicles, right? So that is not something that is slow in coming. That's something that they're aggressively pushing and expanding the part numbers and things like that. So we got a whole database of stuff that they have right now, and
Yeah.
they're like every month they're expanding. We did market research on the vehicles in Belize. We provided that with them.
Yeah.
We have our own customer base, so we pull all the VIN numbers from that. We give it to them, and then they're starting to source those parts. So it's a massive push by NAPA to be able to support it. It's not like we're in Belize and we need these things and they're
you're
out there.
guessing.
No.
Yeah.
It's a big part of the Southeast
Yes.
NAPA market is external,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Outside the US. So that's a big thing for them right now.
So you did market research on our Belizean fleet. Tell us, what are you finding?
Well, that's competitive information.
No, I just mean, it's important to know because
Well, that's how we decided how to
Yeah.
expand the
yeah.
I did a lot of
Inventory.
driving around looking at vehicles.
And
Okay.
your thoughts?
My thoughts? There's a lot of cars in Belize. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
get about 8,000 used cars coming in per year, and those are coming out of the US, right? So
Yeah.
that's in the North American sphere. Right?
And that's what I was getting at, because I think that a lot of times people are buying these secondhand vehicles and they don't always know the history. I mean, you always talk about going back and getting the history of the vehicle. People are concerned about what type of damage they might come in with, what you don't know, because there's what you'll be told and what you don't know. And how much does that make for a challenge for a store like NAPA and being able to help people to get the cars back in shape?
Well, John is a NAPA expert, but once he has the VIN, or the guys at NAPA have the
Yeah.
VIN number, that's it. They know exactly what you need and
Yeah.
everything else. Right?
You know, see, NAPA, it's almost like a family, okay? You know, the corporation cares about its customers. We care about the people in our community because we live here, we work here.
Yeah.
One of the things this weekend at the open house, there's actually 5 people coming out of Miami to come down to be with us. The general manager of the south of the warehouse in Miami is coming down. The gentleman that we call the territory sales manager is coming down. He calls on me, and we're also bringing 3 within NAPA. There's groups, and we're bringing in 3 representatives from various groups: brakes, tools, and heavy duty.
Yeah.
And they're all going to be here. They're all going to be on site. to talk to people and answer any questions. But the one thing they do is they give us support. Okay, and then unless, great, you're a NAPA store, have a nice day. They don't do that. Okay.
You're gonna make sure you're delivering the quality that is expected. Yeah.
And if a customer is looking for a part, they get in the conversation.
Yeah.
And that kind of
I actually have a phone number for every manufacturer. If there's a problem, and if I see a problem with a part, I will call that manufacturer. They'll be in touch with a technical person, and we will work through. There's been occasions where they've actually said, "We've got a problem," and have actually gone in and taken that part off the market till they get it fixed.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question in terms of, like following up and maintaining, customer satisfaction and keeping people coming back.
Yes.
So is it that clearly is an important feature for you? So how do you, how do you follow up and make sure that your customers stay satisfied?
Well, I think the easiest way is if they don't come back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If they don't come, or if they come back again to purchase something else.
Yeah.
Okay. The most important thing is that the store has been redesigned inside to make it more user friendly.
Yeah.
Okay. It's important that everyone that walks in that door, and I'm pretty emphatic on this, to say hello, how are you?
Yep.
How often do you go to a store and there's a giant chain in the States that's going out of business because you literally have to go find someone to take your money. Okay? So you're there, you're in our store for a reason.
Yeah.
And so we want you to feel as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
And we want to help you as best we can. And over the years, women have become a very large portion of the market. Okay? And so it used to be, auto parts stores were dark and dingy and greasy. Okay? It's just how it was. And so you'll find when you come into our store, it's well lit.
Yeah.
The product is displayed, and you feel comfortable being there. There's not some guy with a dirty T-shirt behind the counter looking, looking to help you. So we try to make the shopping experience for everyone a good experience.
Yeah. And I think it's key because very often, if you're not a professional going into the store, you do need some help. And so having someone there who is trained in customer service to welcome you and to assist you in finding what you need is going to be so much more helpful. So the grand opening happens this weekend.
Yes.
What are we going to expect at this big celebration?
All right, so we're calling it a reopening because we're bringing it back, right? We're going to have, it's a family affair, so it's from 9 to 4.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have Blue Steel Songs, putting the music in. Miss Debs with the food. Miss Debs has all the great food, and so she's coming out with us. Bouncy house and that kind of thing for the kids. We're going to have a lot of giveaways. We're going to have raffles.
Yeah.
So it's to come down and learn and be a part of that. In that area, I must say, will be a lot of activity because next door, our friends and competitors to some extent, Caribbean Tire will be having their big tire thing. So you could stop in at the NAPA store and then you go over there and get your tires and all of that stuff.
Make a day of it.
Yeah. It's a take care of your car day.
Right. We have for the hardcore tools guys, we have a raffle that's going to go up until about the 23rd, I believe.
Yes.
Right, and it's a Craftsman tool pan, a nice big one.
Nice.
So
Yes.
for every $25 you spend, you get a chance to win.
Yeah.
So you can come in for that. For the kids, we're going to have cars and different NAPA branded items that we're giving away and stuff like that. So it will be cool. Have you spoken about your NAPA truck that you deliver with?
I haven't. We actually, the one thing when I got here, you see where I came from, large commercial base, we delivered.
Yeah.
And here, no one delivered. So what was happening is the mechanics were having to stop what they were doing, drive to a parts store, get the part, and drive back, and they were losing time.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one thing we have done is we have a delivery vehicle.
Oh.
So we deliver to commercial accounts. Okay, and it's kind of cute. It's a little van, and I was able to get the NAPA graphics for it, and on the top it has, I'm sure you've seen the ads with the hat.
Yes, welcome.
We have the hat on it.
Nice.
So it's kind of a conversation piece.
Yeah.
But we do that, like I said, and our goal is so the people who are working don't have to stop
Yeah.
and waste time.
Yeah.
They can call us and say there's something. We do a lot of matching. Okay, they can call and say, I need this matched.
Yeah.
We go, we pick it up, we match it, we take them back to part.
Yeah.
See,
What I hear from you is a shift in focus, which we don't see very often in Belize, where you're customer oriented. Because a simple thought of recognizing that a mechanic has to get up and go get the part, and most likely will go to the closer one, because they want to save time, is recognizing where the needs of your customers are, and you're trying to meet that. So that's for a promising start.
We have the largest shop in Belize to fix vehicles. So
Yeah.
we know that all too well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we've touched this, but the store is now, we've been talking auto. It's auto and truck parts. So we also carry stuff for the big trucks.
Big trucks, yeah.
As well.
yes,
right?
there's one other thing that we do is for commercial people, construction, commercial, we make hydraulic hoses. Okay, any kind of a piece of equipment has a hydraulics in it.
Yeah.
And the hoses tend to wear out and break. And so we are making those now. And that's also something, if you're out, and you need a hose instead of having it, and first off, when the guys come, there's one guy never comes, there's always two. Okay? So you're losing two guys for 2 hours, so you call us, we pick up your hose, we rebuild it, we take it back to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm sure anybody who goes out to the reopening this weekend will be able to see just the difference that you've made in the new store, and also get an idea of all the services that will be offered.
We're trying to, that is our goal.
Yeah.
And to let people know that it's family oriented, and I'm a guest in Belize. Okay, so I've kind of come in kind of quietly because I am a guest. There's nothing worse than somebody blowing from out of town like they're going to set the world on fire.
Yeah.
So I'm a guest. Where I came from is very similar to Belize. I came from Key West, Florida, so the climate is identical.
Yeah. Island life is similar, you said?
Yes, it's kind of similar. A little laid back. The roads, the driving is very similar without the speed bumps. Okay. Speed bumps are a whole.
Clearly, you're a fan of those, aren't you?
My car is.
Give some business.
I was going to say.
My car is currently in the shop going through some serious work.
Yeah.
But no, so I came from a small area, and so I believe what we're doing, and like I said, I'm here to get the store set up and to train the people, and then this store is owned by Belizeans, and it's going to be run by Belizeans.
So NAPA is owned by BC. That's why I'm here, right? And we're part of the Bowen & Bowen Group, and the mission of the group is to pursue excellence for a better Belize. And that's something that our board and our owner takes very, very seriously. So when I was brought on and we got John to come in, it's to expand NAPA, not only here in Belize, but to put a national footprint. Okay, so it's coming, we will expand it and roll it out over the next 3 years across the country. And what we want Belizeans to understand that, as John was mentioning earlier, we're seeing where we're getting testimonials where, in the case of some filters, the people bought what they thought was X filter, they got Y filter, and it seized an engine and cost like $19,000 worth of damage. So Belizeans should get better service, all right? We should get warranties, we should have that experience. So I invite everybody, come down, get to know us. We are relaunching the store, but it's a dynamic thing. As we understand what you need, we expand what we do to ensure that we get the right mix over time.
Yeah.
And essentially, our value proposition is that when you buy it from us, as John said, you don't have to come back for the same thing. If there's a rare case that something is wrong with it, the NAPA warranty is not only for the part, but also for the labor to fix it, depending on what it is you're buying. So it's the same things that we never ever have here in terms of service.
Yeah.
With NAPA, it's the same NAPA you're getting here.
There's one thing I should add. Everyone says, well, NAPA is so expensive. Okay? And in the States, that was the same thing. A number of years ago, NAPA went through a whole looking at what they were doing and went through a lot of things to become more competitive in the marketplace.
They expanded. Really.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I can tell you that I'm not always going to be the cheapest guy in town. Okay? I'll be competitive. Okay? But there's a reason why, maybe my part is a couple dollars more. Do you want to buy the one that's cheaper and replace it every 6 months, or you want to buy mine and be done with it?
I have a warranty if it doesn't work.
So,
Well, especially in the business world, it's about uptime,
Yeah.
right? You can't have your vehicle down.
Yeah.
That's what NAPA stand behind.
Yeah.
Uptime.
So it takes place this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Starting at?
9 to 4.
Okay, and it's a family event.
Yes.
Music,
Family event.
food, kids section.
Right, bouncy house, face painting, bubble machine, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
raffles taking place,
Right.
and of course, an opportunity to see the brand new store and get to know the people who are working there.
Right, start the relationship.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in and telling us all about it.
it's been great, and I've enjoyed being here.
All right. We are going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back in a few. Stay tuned.